The National Popular Vote Interstate Compact would guarantee the presidency to the candidate who receives the most popular votes in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Citing Hurricane Sandy in New York in 2012, one defender of the current system of electing the president has suggested that bad weather might delay vote counts needed to ascertain the national popular vote total until after the time the Electoral College meets in mid-December. Because of the temporary relocation of hundreds of thousands of people just before Election Day in 2012, any voter displaced from the federally declared disaster area was allowed to cast a provisional ballot at any polling place in the state of New York. As a result, there were 400,629 provisional ballots in 2012, 4 times the state's usual number. Because the names of candidates for offices below president printed on provisional ballots were usually not the local candidates appropriate to the voter's home precinct, a time-consuming determination had to be made of each voter's eligibility to vote for each lower office. It was clear on election night that these provisional ballots could not possibly reverse Obama's statewide lead, or for that matter, Obama's nationwide lead. In this no-harm, no-foul situation, the bipartisan New York State Board of Elections unanimously decided not to divert governmental personnel engaged in hurricane relief to finish the official count of these provisional ballots prior to the meeting of the Electoral College. Instead, the board issued a temporary count of all the regular ballots prior to the Electoral College meeting, and shortly thereafter issued a final count that included all the provisional ballots for purposes of the official historical record. If New York's provisional ballots had been relevant to determining the winner of the presidential election, Douglas Kellner, co-chair of the board, has said the board would have deployed the personnel required to count the presidential votes prior to the Electoral College meeting. The current state-by-state winner-take-all system is even more susceptible to a result-altering meteorological disruption than a nationwide vote involving 130 million ballots. Under the current winner-take-all system, a hurricane affecting a few hundred votes, never mind 400,000, could flip all of a state's electoral votes in a closely divided battleground state such as Florida, where a mere 537 popular votes determined the statewide outcome and hence the national outcome of the 2000 presidential election. Or consider hurricane-prone North Carolina, where a depressed turnout in the heavily Republican coastal areas could flip all of the state's electoral votes. Or Pennsylvania, where a depressed turnout in the nation's 5th largest city could flip all of the state's electoral votes. Or, for that matter, Virginia's Atlantic coast. A county-by-county study made by the Oklahoma Weather Lab, the University of Oklahoma, indicated that sunny weather would have flipped all of the electoral votes in North Carolina in 1992 and in Florida in 2000. So the reality is that weather can affect, and has affected, the outcome of elections under the current system. In summary, if anyone is concerned about the weather, its electoral effects would be minimized in a national popular vote, because the number of votes impacted by weather in one localized area would be unlikely to reverse the national outcome. Learn more at nationalpopularvote.com and from the book, Every Vote Equal, a state-based plan for electing the president by national popular vote, which can be read or downloaded for free or purchased from Amazon. You can help make 2016 the last presidential election in which 3/4 of Americans are ignored in presidential elections by emailing your state legislators at nationalpopularvote.com.